Okay guys, card 2 is sort of has a Polaroid picture look to it. I saw this card idea from Rachel Tessman, and I did not prep anything ahead of time from this, so there will just be some pauses on this video. Now once again, you have 2 of everything. I'm going to explain what it all is so you know, because there's so many pieces. Obviously the card base, that's easiest, and in the back is probably your inside piece. Okay, so that's those, and then you're gonna have your squares, your Polaroid picture. Okay, let me just take all of this out and divide it up. That's gonna be easier. Okay, so you have your picture piece. This is your inside piece. I'm sticking that back. And then your pink shells, just like in the last one, you're gonna cut it twice to get shells for both cards. All right, and then this is your sand piece. There's a dark or light side, so you'll have one of those for each. This is gonna be, uh-oh, I'm already feeling like I'm missing a piece. Okay, that's it. There's two white strips. I'll explain those. And then you're actually gonna do shells in both colors. Now, potentially you could just cut them once and use them on both cards, but I think to make it just, I would just cut twice on both of these, okay? So I'm gonna do the cutting in a minute, but I'm just telling you, these you're gonna have shells, 2 sets, 1 for each card. This, I'm going to do these steps, but I'm just telling you in case you're doing a quick look through. We are gonna sponge this in blue and then die cut, okay? And then this is going to be just in white. That's this foamy layer over the top of this that we're sponging in blue, okay? And then this piece, we're also gonna stamp on, and we're going to cut an edge here before we attach it to the back. Okay, so I'm gonna go through all of that, but I was just giving you a look ahead sort of look. Now I forgot to bring my blending brushes over here. That's okay. Let's get started. So let me pause and get my blending brushes since I'm going to be pausing anyway. Okay, so you can either, for some of the sponging on this class, you can use blending brushes or little sponge daubers. Back in the olden stamping days, we sponged with sponges. So if that's all you have, that works too. Okay, and on this one, we're not really, yes, we are sponging some in blue. Okay, so before I sponge, let me stamp, okay? So we're gonna take this big background that had sand on it, so hopefully you were more diligent than me and had cleaned it off, and now it's dry. I'm sometimes a lazy stamper that way, didn't do it. So I'm gonna stick my pad back underneath. You may or may not need that. I'm using Balmy Blue ink again. And I'm gonna ink up my stamp pad, and we're gonna just put our texture on this. And again, it's okay, it's different colors. We want it to be like that because it's ocean. And it's okay if you have some white spots. I kind of wished I had left a little more white spots there. And then I believe, sorry, it's, you know, I made this card and now I'm trying to remember, what did I do? I don't think it's gonna be crucial because we're not sponging the bottom, but we are gonna cut, so I'm just trying to see something. Okay, I'm gonna just do one more. You don't really have to, but I'm going to. I'm really second guessing myself on how I did this card now. I should have. And if you want to put like more ocean kind of depth in there, you could add some of these speckles or some of that pieces. It just depends on how dark you want it. Okay, then this piece, we're gonna just sponge a little crumb cake around the edges. if you like that darker look. If you want light, so I'm using, this is the two-tone cardstock. I'm using the lighter side, but I am gonna come stamp some sand speckles in here. I don't know which way they should go, but, and sponge some ink around the edges. And again, that's optional, or maybe I just rubbed it. I really do sometimes try after it. Wow, that was way too much. Don't do what I just did. I really have some smudgy sand there. This class, I promise if this is your only class with me, that they're not always this finicky. This particular set, I think these cards are so gorgeous, but the set is finicky. Okay, now I can't find my ink pad. Where did it go? Okay, we're still working with Balmy Blue. We're gonna work the pool party eventually. Okay, well, I'm like, we already did. That was the first card. Okay, so this time I'm gonna use this. I'm moving my thing out. And I'm just gonna sponge some blue on here. This is to have like different dimensions of blue. You could, you know, skip this too. Oh, my blue, it didn't seem dry at all when I was just stamping, but when I'm rubbing ink, all of a sudden it feels really dry. Or my blending brush is dry. I don't know, somehow it feels dry. So again, we don't want it as dark as what we've just stamped, but we also want it to be a little darker than the white. These cards are about layering, okay? So what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna cut these first, but we kind of want them all to line up. So we wanna make sure, let me see how this works. We wanna make sure that we're getting the same spot as getting cut out. So I'm gonna just kind of center both of those. I'm going to die cut that, and then I'm gonna come back and talk about die cutting this, okay? So I'll be back to just mention that this set in particular, you are gonna want a die brush. This is an old one Stampin' Up used to sell. That was Sizzix when they were partnered. Now you can get a tip that goes on the end of your take your pick tool. You're also gonna want a piercing tool of some sort. Also, you can do that with take your pick, but this was like this with all these little papers, and instead of having to poke them, if you just run the brush on, see how all those pieces fall out? I usually don't do it right over my work area, but I just, and also when you go to cut these, I would definitely run it through twice, and the flatter your plates are, the easier it is all going to cut. And if you happen to be using an old Big Shot, you may need to stick another piece of cardstock on top of your Big Shot sandwich to get it to cut. I had no problems, but I'm just telling you, the new Stampin' Up's machine's a little tighter than the old Sizzix machine, and so it's easier for cutting intricate things. Okay, so we have these two layers, and I might make this one even darker, okay? And we have this layer. Oh, see, in spite of my efforts to line that up, I didn't line it up perfectly. Now, up until this point of card making, I always just lined those up exactly. But when Rachel Tessman made this card, she left a little edge underneath, and I kind of liked how that looked. So I am leaving this little edge, and I'm gonna just have to scoot this just so. Good thing I made it longer than you needed, because that was trickier to line up than I thought. And then okay, so that's gonna be like that. And then you're gonna line these up how you want them. Oh, but if it feels too light on that bottom blue, you could come rub more blue now that you know exactly what's being cut. If you want to make it blue, I feel like this one I almost made a little too dark, though you can hardly see it. So I think I'm gonna keep that light. I'm gonna pause to take a picture. All right, now we're just putting together. If you don't have a fine tip glue like this, another thing I've seen done is those same sponges I was showing you. If you put glue on like a silicone mat, you can rub glue in it and just like sponge it all over the black back. That's another thing you can do. Okay, so I'm just leaving a little edge. I know it's probably hard to tell in the video, and the reason these aren't lined up is because I didn't cut them as lined up as I thought I was trying to do. Now I'm gonna stick this here, however far down you want. And if you want, oh yeah, see, if you want it more on a diagonal, then you just twist it a little bit on a diagonal. All right, and now we're gonna glue that down. I'm not even, well, I might stick a little bit of glue up here. Just want to make sure it goes off the edge, so it's not boxed in. Okay, and then oops, make sure you don't actually cut your card. I think I've done that every time. So you're cutting through all those layers on the back, like so, and then you're gonna put it on here, like so. And then I'm trying to think, do I really want to have you sit and watch me go through this whole thing? I feel like from here, it's probably not going to, I'm going to show you just a couple things. The shells, I just die cut and glued around, and then I'm going to put my different gems. But I popped this up on dimensionals. And you could just do it flat if you want. I'm thinking of doing it flat this time, then you can maybe pop up some shells. I was gonna try, so on this one, I did Hope Your Day is Perfect, You're in My Thoughts. But I was thinking of trying the Happy Birthday, even though we did that on the last card. I just could use Happy Birthday more. And so let me see. Well, I guess I'll finish this card. No, I didn't do a Happy Birthday on the last one. We are going to do it on one, but I don't seem to have it mounted. I'm sorry, guys. Kind of, so much happening today. So anyway, you can put that up on dimensionals or keep it flat, and then the picture will show you where I place my shells. The inside, as I said before, instead of doing the whole die cutting the inside thing, I just stamped, no, is that the one I did? Now I'm second guessing. It looks so much bigger. Maybe I did it twice. I think I did it twice. I didn't even put that mat underneath that time, and it was fine. Yeah, I did it twice. Okay, so I just did that, and then I have some, you know, shells rolling around in it, and You're in My Thoughts. I'm gonna play around a little with my greetings on this one. So I'm gonna just end it there, and hopefully you got everything you need to know for making card 2. I have to tell you some things I forgot as I'm putting this together. You can see I've got my Happy Birthday now. I sponged a little crumb cake ink around the edges of those. Again, totally optional. I don't think I did the pink. It just looks like I did the Sahara sand. Okay, I was going to come back and show you guys this card when it was done, but then I thought, let me tell you about those. So I was gonna come back so you could see if you like it better with that greeting. You could do happy birthday and then still put your in my thoughts on the inside, or then you could put that hope your day is perfect on the inside. I wanted to just show, I feel like there should be 3 there. 5 feels, 4 shells on the front. Isn't it supposed to be an odd number? Where did all my stars go? Oh, here they are. I wanted to see what these new shells are gonna look like, or the new glimmer. See, I believe Rachel Tessman, who I took this card idea from, she used the other bling and I didn't have it. Oh, a little mix of, I might do 3 there. Or maybe it's the shells, the bling makes up for the uneven. Anyway, this is why I don't want to make you guys sit and watch me, because I play around with it and play around with it. But you can just stop the video now if you want to not watch me fuss with this. And if you want to watch me fuss with it, then carry on. So again, that's the way I saw the card done, and this is just another option. Because the bling, there's 5 in the bling, so maybe we don't need 5 shells. But I put 5 there anyway. Oops, that stuck to my finger. And then I'm going to come in with these pretty colors. And stick some bling around. Where'd that one go? Did it stay there? Anyway, there's that happy birthday, and then I could put you're in my thoughts or have a good day on the front. Okay, I will say now that I did one flat and one popped up, I do think I like the popped up more. And I was gonna try to pop up a shell, but I forgot. So anyhow, there's card 2.